There it is.
Ready? Alright, I am Bri Sturm, and I'm going to give my narrative speech on texting while driving. Kyle, can you record or show everybody? I have to prove that I had 4 people.
We're here.
3 and then turn it around. 4. Okay, there's my 4 people. Okay, so I'm sure everybody here has lost a loved one due to illness, tragedy, whatever, etc., etc. But how would you guys feel if somebody called you and told you that you had lost a loved one due to somebody texting and driving? So I'm going to tell you a story about my friend Nina, who lost her 2 boys because of the same thing. It was November 28th, 2010, and I got a phone call from my best friend Melissa at about 11 o'clock, and she told me that Nina had gotten into a serious car accident with her 2 sons. So I could tell by the long pause that what she was going to say next was going to be even worse, and it was. She told me that her 2 sons did not make it through the accident. So as the story goes, they were on their way to go get a Christmas tree, and before she knew it, they were being hit head-on by another vehicle. The driver of the vehicle was 18-year-old Carly Brown, and she was going 75 and a 55. She was passing 2 cars going uphill in a no passing, and during all of this time she was texting. So they're on top of the hill about 3 miles south of Red Oak, Iowa, and Nina is pinned in her vehicle by her engine. Her whole right side of her body is crushed, and she's looking behind her at her 2 sons who are sitting there lifeless and not responding. And then the next thing she knows, they're being covered up by white sheets and carried away by the EMTs. So, Alex was 4 years old and Malachi was 5. Brought pictures here. I know you guys all know what they look like, but here's Malachi, this is Alex. He was 4, Malachi's 5. This is their mom, Nina. You probably can't see very well. This is what their vehicles looked like after the crash, and it's just a picture of one of the car seats. It was split in half, if you guys can see that. But anyway. Yeah, that funeral was probably the hardest funeral I ever attended in my life. It was awful. The 2 boys were actually buried together. Carly, like I said, was 18 at the time, and I think she is still serving her 10-year sentence. But because of Carly, Nina she sustained injuries so bad that she couldn't even go to her own son's funeral. But at the funeral, there was hardly any place to sit because it was filled with friends and family members and people that were neither. They were just there to show their support and their empathy. So, I don't know, it seems like just yesterday I was holding the boys in my arms as infants and watching them grow into toddlers, and then all of a sudden their lives are just taken in an instant due to somebody just texting and driving. So anyway, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't text and drive, because I do. I'm sure all of us do. But, you know, I always think about that day that I received that phone call, and now, at least before I start responding to that text that I have received, as I'm driving down the street, I think twice. And I just ask myself that, you know, will sending this text put myself in danger or risk the lives of somebody else? And I thank you guys all for coming out and volunteering to be my audience. Thank you.